and also Member of Parliament for Wa Central, Dr. Rashid Pelpuo. Good evening, Honorable.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, your colleague and Minister for Energy, Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh, has been speaking on the current energy situation. We've heard President Akufo-Addo also speaking during the May Day celebration, say that efforts had been made to address the situation. The minister for a while now had not made any comment until the president said what he said during the May Day celebration. Could it be that indeed the situation had been rectified for which the minister can now speak to the matter?
Well, thank you so much. It's very sad that we have a government that cannot take responsibility of a situation they have created themselves. Let me let you know, or let me remind you of the fact that these are the people who said they came to meet too much power in the system. We are paying for power we are not using, and that we have we brought in independent power producers to produce power that was not necessary at all because there's overproduction of power. Now, if there's so much power in the system and there is a situation where you have lights off and on, I don't know what they want to call it. They don't want to say it's on and off, but it is on and off, which is, in a kind of expression, dumsor. Now, and without taking responsibility, they're also running away from the fact that there was a situation, or there is a situation we are facing right now. When the president announced that they have tackled dumsor, that same day, there was lights out in where I was. Yesterday, I went to do a haircut with at a barber shop, barbering shop, and there was no lights at all. Sometimes when the ministers speak and when people holding responsibility speak, you can't differentiate them from soldiers who are contributing to radio stations. Can you imagine a minister, responsible person, saying, if we lose power, but we won't hand over power to you? I mean, what kind of, you just look at the facts, the person speaking it, the situation under which he's reflecting, and you can see that this is a responsible person. And you can see a minister who knows that there is power on and power off. Business is suffering. Individuals are suffering because they don't have the time lights will go off and they don't know the time the lights will come on. And because when their machines are getting spoiled, businesses are having challenges. And still, they say, oh, if you give power, it will look like John Mohammed. So let the business suffer. Let individuals suffer. Will not come back and make such utterances as he's making. It tells you that this is a government you can't rely on. They are not willing to be they can't be relied on. They are not demonstrating that they can be relied on. They are not showing responsibility, and they are not executing the kind of responsibility that can cure the challenges we are facing now. I'm very sad that at this situation, a minister like that will say, only under John Mahama did we have this situation. Yes, it's only under John Mahama we incur a situation because of a past regime and did not give it to the past regime as a responsibility. You see, in the Kufuor's 8 years regime, they produced 2% of power. That 2% of power started working in John Mahama's regime. There was the need for more power institution into the country. We needed to create more power need, but they didn't. And so when John Mahama came, the gap existed. There was a need to close that gap. He didn't say, oh, Kufuor didn't do it as much as we required. That's why there's dumsor. No, he said, look, this situation has come in my regime. I'm going to solve the problem. Remember, the rains had also been erratic and weren't consistent. And as a result, the hydro, Akosombo was lack of water. They didn't have enough water for us to generate more power. He said, no problem at all. It's my responsibility. I will make sure we infuse more power into the system and create an opportunity for us never to have lack of power anymore. He did it. John Mahama alone has brought about 45% of our electricity power needs into this country. It is only of all the presidents who have come into office since independence, It's only Nana Akufo-Addo who has brought nothing into our power requirements. That's what the minister should know. He knows it. He should be talking about that. When they ask you a question about your today's job, your failure today, rather than addressing it, you are going back to address a system that is not in power today, a regime that is not in power today. Let the minister know that he is not in charge of the electricity company right now. He's not in charge of power supply. The name is there for him, that he's the minister in charge. But I can tell you,
these agencies are under the energy ministry. So if you say he's not in charge, who is?
Well, when I say he's not in charge, it goes more than the fact that officially they are under the ministry and the minister can take a decision and it will have a consequential effect on the actions of the agency. But I'm talking about real control and decision-making in the power industry. It is there. Somebody else bigger than him is in charge. He can't even give a timetable without consulting them.
Who could be bigger than the minister in the power sector?
In this government, you have some stratifications. Sometimes a non-minister, rather than even the government, the president, is higher than the minister. They are all over there. Somebody who is in charge of the power situation now is much more influential than the minister. He knows it. Many people who know the power industry know it. So if he comes to say what he's saying, it baffles many of us. I think he should rather keep quiet and tackle the problem, rather than talking about what John Mahama said. John Mahama did what he did to save the people of Ghana from our power needs. His president and himself have failed to add not even a quarter megawatts of energy into our power needs. They have not. So if there is dumsor and we know there's dumsor, and you come to tell us there's no dumsor, it's an insult to the Ghanaians. It's a way of disrespectful attitude towards the feelings and the pulses of Ghanaians. It's unacceptable. And I think Ghanaians should always take them on, not wait for us to talk.
Right.
The people who feel the pain every single day should talk and let them know they can't continue to tell lies. I heard Baumia also talking about free education for people with disability. There are free things. It's not what they are looking. It doesn't add up to the kind of economy we want to run. We need production. We need to produce and get money to be able to run this country. You are talking about free. You have said them several times over. And we know that you don't have the money to do it because your economy is not about production. It's about free things, which is telling everybody that these are not people who understand the economy.
Honorable, thank you. We'll have to leave it here, but thank you so very much for your time this evening.
Thank you.
Honorable Dr. Rashid Pelpuo is the Member of Parliament for Wa Central.